die, we only have two options. Eliminate 2/3 of the planet and the population, or just sit back and watch it die.
Well, apparently, I've been told by a very credible Wiccan priestess that I was hanging out with. I'm sorry, I couldn't finish that with a straight face. That is coming within the next 6 months.
What's coming within the next 6 months?
The annihilation of the majority of the population.
Good. I welcome it.
And who can you trust if not a Wiccan?
Well, they're just as good as anybody else, I guess. I don't know.
You know, at this point they really are. But don't take advice from Wiccans. And I'm sorry, Wiccans, if you're listening. I don't want to like start a thing with you, but you know your shit's bullshit, right? So let's like not get into a thing like the other groups that I hate. But your stuff is crap, and you figure it out.
I mean, they're all just as fucked, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but Wiccans are very fucked. But anyway, this priestess mentioned that it's within the next 6 months. It's going to be a natural disaster, and it's been foretold. So we have that to look forward to.
Good, and I hope it fucking works.
Oh, I know you've been asking for it for a long time. I think it's going to disappoint a lot of people when it happens. Me, just for my particular line of construction expertise, I could build myself out at like $200 an hour after this thing hits. So there's going to be a lot of rebuilding to do. So.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a matter of rebuilding as much as it's going to be like all I hope is that if this actually happens, that the right people get eliminated, i.e. all of the governments.
Yeah, I just wait. On that note,
you want a Sprite?
Sorry, I like that a lot. Where am I on this? We have to prepare ourselves for the reality that when that happens, we are the lowest of the pecking order when it comes back, and I do mean that race-wise. Chinese and Muslims will overrun the remainder of the planet, and we just have to be prepared for that.
Unless they're the ones that get hit the hardest and get eliminated first.
Yeah, there's still more of them, no matter which way you cut it.
Conditions they're living in, though, that's what you got to factor in. You know, these are the groups that are living in these situations where they live in these little fucking huts that they can't help, like they can't defend themselves about anything.
That's true, and the amount of infighting will ultimately be their downfall. Whenever they get any semblance of power, they just fight amongst themselves and destroy it internally. So they're not going to have a long run, but we're going to take a couple of beatings while they do.
Well, the thing is that if they end up, surviving, like
cockroaches,
and they take over of extremism. And remember, they are the oldest religion.
Indeed.
So they've been around the longest. They've survived the longest under the most meager of conditions. So if anybody's going to be able to survive, it will be them.
Yes, that's what I've always kind of thought.
Which, if that does happen, we got nothing.
Exactly.
Because, so I think if they do take over, I think that'll be it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That will be it for the next 50,000 years.
I totally agree. Well, maybe not 50,000 years. I would say more to realistic biblical times, like maybe 6,000 years.
I don't know. And here's why, though. Because if it does happen, and it goes back to the fucking Stone Age, they're already prepared to live like that, and they're all good with it, so it doesn't matter. But the thing is, the realization will hit, which will be, we were right all along, but just stop with the technology. You don't need the technology. Live like this, and everything will be fine. And I just think that will be the way it will be, because everybody's going to look back and realize technology is the downfall of the human race for what they were doing to it. It was just too violent and greedy of people for anything else. These people that live in these fucking in the deserts and surviving on nothing, they don't need money.
Well, no, that's the first thing I've been telling people. Don't stockpile money, because it's just going to be kindling when this stuff happens. It's going to have no value whatsoever. Stockpile ammunition and firewood.
That's it.
And that's it's scary to think that it could potentially happen within our lifetime. I kind of don't want it to, but I will deal with it if it does. I could.
I just see no other option.
Well, ultimately, I think you're right. I hate to say that. I hate to be so cavalier about it, but when you see just the degeneration of intelligence and the real general sense that the world on a whole has given up. That's why you can have a Trump and a Trudeau, and they're not the only two. There's leaders all around the world that suck right now. And nobody seems to give a shit. Like, it's just we're tired of it, and we don't care. Like,
and unfortunately, they forced this situation on us, and I don't know if this was part of the grand scheme, because I think this is going to take it to a spot where even the Rothschilds or whatever didn't even see it coming to this bad of an extreme.
Well, no, because what happens to their wealth when this happens? It becomes worthless.
Yeah, but their plan is to have the world domination in the sense of, one government overruling all.
Yeah, but you can't dominate if technology fails, because then there's no way to communicate with the masses.
No, that's very true. And that's where it's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. But, I don't know, I have absolutely no fucking, I have no cares about it anymore. I look forward to the end of the world. Fuck it. Let's watch it burn.
Well,
who cares?
I would like to know, like, there's an amazing Canadian movie by a genius named Don McKellar, and it's called Last Night. And it's literally about the last night on Earth. And, but they've known for like a year. Like, everyone on Earth has known it was going to happen, so it's just been, like, you've got to plan, and, like, one family redoes Christmas, because that was always their happiest time of year. So they all get together and do Christmas dinner and shit before the world ends. One guy makes a list of all the different types of women he has to sleep with before the end of the world, and gets 365 of them during that year. It's a brilliant movie. If it could be something like that, I would like it. Like, if we knew there was a date, like an actual 2012 type date.
That would be, man, the anarchy that would fucking happen.
Oh yeah, that happened. That takes place in this movie too. Everything's been looted to shit, and it's very dangerous to walk the streets.
What's this movie called?
Last Night.
Last Night.
I want to say it's Don McKellar and Sandra Oh, Sarah Pauli, Callum Keith Rennie. I want to say roughly 2002? 2001, 2002, somewhere in there. Brilliant movie. I stole a bunch of scenes of it for a very unauthorized music video I made at the time.
Well, I am going to go and check that out. It's probably one of the only movies I don't own right now.
Yeah, I would think so with that collection, and that's awesome. I'd love... you're going to have to show me when I get out there this summer.
It's insane.
There's
no getting around it.
Maybe me and you and Pat and Steven will just have a boys' night out. We'll play some Zit Remedy tunes and watch some movies at your place.
Oh, dude, like I have enough movies that would probably last. We could probably go the next 50 years and just watch a movie without taking a fucking break and never catch a fucking breath of anything.
That's awesome. And I will definitely invite Joey and Snake to come watch movies with us. Speaking of which, on a little side note, I've been checking out the Facebook page, and I am still lacking a donation. So, guys, let's get on this. Degrassi Palooza is coming up on us fast. they just announced that Mr. Radich is going to be sitting behind a desk for and look angry for photos, and I really want that. So please help me get there. 50 cents each.
Not a whole lot of money, people.
And join us there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Degrassi Palooza and send some money so I can get there, because I definitely can't afford it on my own, and things are just getting worse and worse because the further ahead I get, the stupider I become. So I don't stand a chance in hell of any improvement in the near future.
We will find a way to make it there. That's not going to be the problem. The problem is just getting you out here.
Yeah, it's tough without that Greyhound. God damn this country for letting that go. Why the hell wasn't Justin on top of that? I don't understand. For half of what we gave fucking Omar Cotter, we could have saved our goddamn bus system.
Yeah, easily. But no, we can't do that. No.
It's just disgusting.
That doesn't work.
Oh God. So yeah, never mind. I'll get out there. I'll figure it out. I'll hijack a plane if I have to. Apparently, I did. Just for the record, I'm most likely not going to do that, government agents who are listening.
But if you really don't want them to, give them the money to buy the fucking ticket to get them the fuck out of here.
But, on June 13th, don't, prepare for that, because I'm most likely not. So just don't even bother checking.
Just don't look for it.
And if a plane happens to go missing on June 13th, it's someone else, and I will tell you who at the end of this show.
We're fucked.
So if you don't want your name on a watch list of potential hijacking terrorists, send some money to ericandgord.com so I can get to Degrassi Palooza.
Oh, that's for Degrassi.
That's not true. I'm not going to frame you for hijacking a plane, most likely. But you might want to send a donation just in case. I'm talking to you.
Me?
No, I'm just saying that to everyone. I'm talking to you.
I thought I'd be the only one excluded out of this.
Well, yeah, you're my ride from the airport, dude.
Exactly.
I need you.
Oh, fuck.
Unless Joey Jeremiah's going to pick me up.
Which, he might.
Yeah, no, I still kind of want you around. But I'm wondering with the Anchor Spotify thing, if the New York trip is feasible now. I'm honestly not sure.
Well, yeah. I don't know what. Well, we're just gonna have to play that one by fucking ear and just see how everything falls apart by that point.
Yeah. I like that. That's the way to do it. But American friends, rest assured, no matter what we do, we are going to show up in one of your towns and stay with your family and ruin your lives.
That's it. And we're staying at your house.
If it's Ashburn or some of our other East Coast friends, which I don't have in front of me like I normally do, I apologize. It's been a terrible Hugh Grant type day. I'll try to look it up. But there's a few cities on the East Coast we could go visit. Or the Eastern Seaboard, whatever you call where you are. Over there. There's a few places over there we could come visit. I really want to go visit the young, wealthy people in Ashburn.
Yeah, that would be fucking great.
And swing by Washington and shit on a monument. I really like that idea.
I am so up for that.
Just
by the time the trial comes up for that one, anyways, the world will be all gone to shit, so it won't matter.
Well, is the prison in Cuba gone yet? I don't want to go there.
Is the what?
The Abu Ghraib, the prison in Cuba that Obama was supposed to shut down and didn't?